about Paleolithic culture, then Mesolithic culture, and it is Neolithic culture. If you talk about Neolithic culture, this is a very important part of the complete historical process, the complete section of the evolutionary of the historical process, because this is the period, this is the section which formulated a proper base of our evolutionary process of culture, and in the latter part civilization. And again, as it aggrandized, as it developed, it formulated the complete basis of our social, cultural, religious, ethical system of complete life. If you talk about Neolithic culture, Neolithic culture is the very, very significant part of human life. And from historical perspective to the perspective of the recent time, if we analyze, if we calculate, if we evaluate, we find that this is the age, this is the era, this is the period which really structured, which really paved the way of erecting, establishing, making, and what I can say that creating a complete evolutionary process of Indian system. And this is the time frame, this is the time era. It is still significant from an earlier part of it. Here one noticeable thing, I would like to share this idea and concept. On the basis of that, our complete heritage, our complete system, our complete cultural and civilization process have taken a formidable shape, and it makes our identity and society. It is not only restricted, but it also make a very critical remarks, a critical contribution and idea that through what stages and what ways the basis of the evolutionary process may consider always the same. But changes take place due to the progressive thought of mind, progressive ideas of mankind. And this progressive ideas, if you trace it, that what way we have achieved the goal, what way we have developed, in the recent scenario and time condition, if you will think intelligently, you will find that the roots are still in our past. Roots are always in our past. And our heritage is so much rich, our culture is so much enriched, our civilization is so much organized that we can't compare it. It is unmatchable. It is incomparable to any other civilization of the world. It has a certain distinctive, a different, you can say, features, characters in that. Although I'm discussing, this session is not only restricted to the limitation of the things and culture evolved, developed to the Indian counterpart. No, it is not like that. It is what in contemporary, if you compare it to more or less, it was the scenario of the whole world. It was a global scenario. So the root now base, what way the progress taken place, because all the cultural activities, all the changes in cultural activities, all the new adaptation, new formulation, new exposition of cultural activities are based on human life system, human ways of life, that creates, that reflects in a form of culture. And due to dynamics of the human activities, the process of thought, the process of thinking of the mankind, it evolved in a different way. So the base in the Paleolithic age, I have already dictated down, said it about that, man was only hunter and food gatherer. The motive of mankind was only single-handed, only single line. What was that? They want to keep himself, they want to keep themselves alive. And what was that? That was food, hunting of animals. Simple thing. Second, man became hunter and herder. Due to man is very much, you can say that, prospective. They thought it out about their future plan, that why don't gather the material, why don't keep the material, why don't assimilate, consolidate the material which is for your future purpose. That is why they kept the animal. They started living with the animal. They designed it to develop the part and parcel of the life with the animals. They were also the food system. They were also the protectorate of their life system. So they evolved, they developed this thing during that time. Now in this era, in this phase, Neolithic age, it is a novel age. Why it is Neolithic? Why it is novelty age? Why it is novel age? Now look here. At this time, man became hunter, then herder, then agriculturist. These three components of human life change the complete section, complete complexion of social evolution, social development, cultural evolution, cultural development. And all these corroborated hunter, herder and agriculturist, if you unite all these components, this shows stability. What is that? This shows stability. So all the threes were worked as a stabilizing force to the mankind. Man activities earlier on, it was frequent, it was, you can say, all the time, not restricted to one place. Only in search of food and materials. Only in search of survival. So the survival for fittest theory was very much complement to each and other. So that was the part of that too. During Mesolithic period, what we see that man was in a position to restrict, arrest, or what we can say that limited, make the thing limitations, make it limitize. So make the ideas of, you can say that within the limitation, within the, you can say Mark II during the Mesolithic period. So in Mesolithic period, the restriction was a bit less frequent. But during the time of Neolithic age, all these components combined together. And after combining all the three things, it provided a shape. It provided a shape of sedentary. it provided the shape of stability. And for this stability point of view, if you talk about the cultural activity which evolved and developed, just critically I'm going to analyze it. You may also note it down and you may also retain it. Time and again I'll also express it. If you talk about hunter, from the beginning this was the stage. And a stage, this still, that stage is a combining factor. Without that state and stage, it didn't find any leverage. It didn't find any freedom. So hunter, component of hunter is available. The components of herder. So man by this time became what we can say that man keeps a close association of animals also. So that animal activities, association of hunting activities has changed the pattern of life. In the very beginning, man was simply carnivorous. Man was completely dependent on what we can say that meat and flesh, as according to historical researches, archaeological sources, archaeologies made their findings. In the latter part, when man became agriculturist, what does it mean? Because during the Paleolithic age, I have discussed about that, to first time man discovered fire. But they didn't know the proper utility of fire. They got the flavor, they got the interest, they got the, you can say, advantage of fire, of keeping them protect from what we can say that harsh climatic condition. They were able to manage themselves to keep away, keep intact, keep protected with the wild animals. In the second stage, during the Mesolithic age, man was in an advantageous stage. And what was that advantageous stage? Man started cooking, started baking with the help of fire. So, man was able to utilize the fire. The utility of fire was found. So what is that? Food habit changed. Man started eating, cooking foods. Food was the culture at that time. Life pattern was also changed. Earlier on, they used to reside in the valley, in the caves, or a place upper than, you can say, that land. Now, during Mesolithic age, they came to the flat land, plain land. By this time, the sharp weapon has given them ample advantage of what we can say that removing out the skins of the animals from their body and develop them for the utility purpose to cover their body from the harsh climatic conditions. This is the advantage. Another thing, this fine tool also provided them ample opportunity to develop more important things, to develop the, you can say that, hunting process in a different way, in a different manner. And the finding of wild crops also provided them advantage. So their cultural pattern developed. It developed to a stage that man used to provide their ideas and expression, whatever the thing used to expose, it was exposed at all too. So the design was changed. It developed in a, what we can say, a stylish manner, developed to, so the color prominence was also increased. So that development had taken place during the Mesolithic period. Here in Neolithic period, the basic changes which has taken place, man is herder, hunter, herder and agriculturist. It means man was and man became vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian. The meaning of agriculturist means any kind of green vegetables, plants or fruits that is planted by, that is, you can say that that is grown by the mankind, and that is the edible material for them. So this thing came to prominence. So kinds of proper crops. Agriculture means growing up crops according to the life cycle of crops. So Rabi and Kharif, winter and summer crops came to the prominence. Man could have understand about the climatic condition, and according to the climatic condition, the cultivation of crops should be in the practice. Though this idea must have evolved. If you compare it to the recent time, you will find that the base of this agricultural or rural or pastoral life is almost the same. So this is the idea, this is the period which evolved during the time of Neolithic culture. Neolithic culture is also identified by the famous historian. He was also my research guru, and the Professor Irfan Habib from Aligarh Muslim University. First time he highlighted the term Neolithic revolution. He highlighted the term revolution. And the term vocab revolution is not a simple term of the day-to-day life or the word of the simple vocab. So it is very meaningful, it is very purposeful in this connection. So if you talk about revolution, a very interesting thing, that if you talk about revolution, and in modern Indian history, revolution didn't take place. But in the field of economy, in the field of agriculture, in the field of animal husbandry, in the field of what we can say that pisciculture, fish farming, the term revolution evolved in the Indian counterpart. So here the meaning of revolution is, this is an era, this is a period which make a radical change. And the meaning of radical change is what? Social change, economic change, political change and cultural change. Here in this subject matter, if you talk about the political change, what sort of political change has taken place? It reflects in the latter part of system. But so far social changes are concerned, economic changes are concerned, cultural changes are concerned, and life patterns are concerned, it really does matter a lot. From the very beginning, I have discussed about that too. Tools play a very significant part of human development, human progress, human advancement. And tool is the creativity of mind, innovations of the mankind. So the big tools I have discussed about, the micro tools I have discussed about. Here what we notice, what sort of tool man started making. Till date, one thing you have to keep in your mind, is still the development, still the discovery of metal yet to be find out. So here in this period, what we find mankind use the tools which is made and designed from, it is of bones. It is of what we can say that horns of animals. And the third thing, wooden. Now, what remarkable changes has taken place? What revolution, the term I mean to say, came into progress? What is that too? Bones, horn of animals came to prominence. So these were the major tools which changed the complexion of life pattern, which changed the, you can say, the trends of life pattern and society of this people. And this time, the art and craft, at this time, you can say that craft work, tool works, technology works, which developed in a different way, which developed in a different pattern, because the concept of agriculture stabilized the man movement system. That is the significant part of it. So now the man concentrated to different places. Man by this time now started staying in houses made from what we can say that thatches. They were in a position that they could live, they could aspire life. What is that too? In a thatches, this kind of things too. So the concept of residing in the house came to prominence. Lifestyle pattern has been changed, and it has changed due to the new pattern of the basics agriculture activities. They must have started storage to keep the food crops. They must have an arrangement of keeping the agriculture activities with the help of animals. And again, the shed for animals must have been required for them. The pattern also developed. The pattern must have also developed that the sheds must be required for them. For whom? For the cattle. And this generated, this again also evolved the condition and pattern of what we can say that a question normally used to ask in your examination is what? Mixed farming. Mixed farming. And what is mixed farming? Simply when the agriculture activity prevails with rearing of cattle, because without the induction of animals in the fields, cultivation activities, it is not possible to produce crops. And with the simultaneous combinations of what we can say that agriculture and animal activities, the requirement of peasants, the requirement of farmers in the sense of food crops, in the sense of milks, in the strata, in the, you can say, waste of animals, dung cakes and litters, that is useful for the field, and that can be a part of manure. So this is evolved during this time. And if you talk about this, again it is prevailing in India wide. The regions where is extreme climate or the rainfall is very low 2 inches kind of things to Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Central India. In many regions of Bihar, Odisha, mixed farming is a tradition. Meat farming is a major, you can say that, agriculture activities through which man can sustain. This is one segment. Another segment, in a field, different type of crops, vegetables and food, and you can say that fruits can be cultivated in this condition. So the evolution, the process of mixed farming also evolved. So it is again a cultural activities. Now in the painting, the color of the, you can say that the color used and the animals which were shown in this, you can say that activities, it is very, you can say that very clean way. The structure of the animal was looking in a very clean way, a bright way, a very prominent way. So this is a stylistic development has taken place from this era, from this time, from this period. And it was the impact of what we can say that all the three components, hunter, herder and agriculturist. So what is that? Now one man must have making the sketches, the pictures of what we can say that instead of human being, instead of mankind, they started making the structure, sketches of what we can say that settlements. So this is the significant part of it. Another interesting thing you must find in my lecture in the progressive way. Another important noticeable thing was that man also started their food habits. And what were the food habits? First thing was that man became vegetarian as well as, you can say that, non-vegetarian. The food products man started having that way. Rabi and Kharif crop, it means we can say that the crops of summer, the crops of winter must be having, because all the things are based on probability. This is prehistoric period. So the probabilities are there too, and these probabilities have certain standard. It is set by archaeologists and historians. So the major changes which has taken place, and the major changes man started understanding about that too. Man could also have the knowledge of aquatic animal. And this aquatic animal, what is that? This aquatic animal, man felt that it is a purposeful thing. And due to advancement and development of tools, which I discussed to you, advancement of tools in the sense of what we can say that, in the sense of horn, in the sense of what we can say that bones, in the sense of what we can say that bones, horns. So after bone and horn, it is what? Wooden material. So these three things, these three equipments help them a lot of developing the new ideas, new system. And the new ideas, new system under which Professor Irfan Habib quoted the term revolution. So it brought out radical change, social change, cultural change, economic change, apart from political change. Because the sense of modern polity, it was not evolved by this time. Because it was again a culture of evolutionary process. The culture of evolutionary process. And the term revolution came to prominence. Reason is what? First time it has been conceptualized Neolithic. So first time the wheel came to prominence. The design of wheel, the shape of wheel came to prominence. And By this time, the technicality which evolved, combination of bones with a stick, combination of wooden with horn. So two combining things started evolved during this time, first time. So this is a revolutionary period of progress during this period. When the wheel came to the prominence, the design of wheel came to the prominence, it brought a major changes in the life system, life pattern of mankind. As I expressed to you that the concept of fish, if you talk about that too, the concept of fish was what? It was a pattern, it was an idea that conceived by the mankind that aquatic animals are also edible, also can provide edible material, edible thing for the human life. And due to development of that technology, due to development of that tools, man started hunting the fish. And after that, the society or the culture, due to the development of this wheel, has changed a complete complexion of the system. And what was that? The first thing, and even though still the potter wheel is prevailing in our society, even big towns, urban center, proto-urban centers, rural regions, still it is prevailing. And this is the concept, this is the mechanism which made the complete whole world progressive. It brings out motion, it brings out movement, it brings out the system of rotation, and the rotation, movement, mobility is the base of progress, is the base of development. This potter wheel in the very beginning period, it provided utility. Man started utilizing this for what? By this time, this wheel has made the concept of what we can say that making utensils for the daily use, glass. And I can assure you, I can say you that till date, the shape of the glass normally used, either it is made of glass, means it is what we can say that it is lead, either it is made of what we can say that metal, either it is made of wooden. The size, the shape of the glass differs, but the basic structure, it doesn't differ too, and it signifies that it is a utensil. Normally it occupies liquid, and liquid in the form of what we can say that water, milk and juice, whatever you can say, any kind of things too. It came to the prominence that the potter wheel, the basics, the fundamental thing which evolved during this period is what? Making of edible utensils, glass. Another important thing which evolved and developed with the invention, with the development of potter wheels. What were these? After this potter wheels, what we can say? Again, it is what? It is a cooking utensil. It evolved during this period too. So again, this was a utensil This shows that in this utensil, people can cook foods in this utensil. How this evolved? With the impact of this, the outcome of this one too. Third thing, the normal dishes, the normal, what we can say that, the normal plates, again, it evolved, it developed with the ideas of what we can say that, with the ideas of what we can say, this potter wheel came to the ideas that too. What is that concept of glass? What is that concept of utensils, concept of dishes? And even though the concept of big jars, and even the jars, it was formed like a kettle kind of things too. Again, it came to prominence during this time. And how it evolved, how it developed, with the development of what we can say that wheels were the first instrument. It was the first, you can say that, part of it that gave the concept, that gave the idea of what we can say, the idea of making utensils. And if I ask a question, simple question to you, do you feel that? Is there any difference of taking water in a different kind of utensils? The basic are these. And this is what we can say that Neolithic revolution. And it has changed the cultural pattern of human life. In the way of eating, in the method of eating, in the method of taking meals. So the water is kept in another utensil. And edible, what we can say that foods, whether in the form of bread or rice, it is served, it is taken to, you can say that, eat in a different kind of shape, dish, that is called dish. Again a pot, again utensils, where all the foods are cooked. It is designed, shaped and named by different name. And this way what we can, big jar, again another thing. And in another part of that too, people developed a big storehouse of storage for crops and different kind of important things. So this paved the way of developing cultural system. And this cultural system became the latter part of our civilization. So this is the reason why this wheel contributed in a very big way. And after that again this wheel, after that again this wheel led to the development of the major mobility of the whole, you can say that, life system. As the archaeologists, as the historians, they observed that how and why and what may be the major process through which the development of wheel could have been emerged. So what is that? They might have felt, they might have noticed that this is the big log, and but big log must have, you can say, rolled down from a upper surface, and it made the mobility. And this mobility could have laid the foundation of emergence or development of what we can say that wheel. So what is that? If you cut down the edges of the log, what would happen? It would converted into wheel. What is that? It would converted into wheel. And after that, man could have been managed to make an idea that if they could kept this kind of things in a you can say that four-way, fitting down the wheel from the four sides with this axle idea. So the concept of wheel must have been designed and developed. And in the very beginning, man must have drove out this at their own. And in the latter part of that, when the advancement must have taken place, then man would have, you can say that, employs the use of what we can say that animals of, you can say, droving this kind of things too. So the concept of wheel led to the base, led to the ideas of what we can say that, led to the idea of mobility in a system. And this mobility of system is the major progress of life. What has been revolutionary idea? The revolutionary idea was earlier on man, before the Neolithic revolution, before the ideas of not the concept evolved for the development of wheel. Man used to carry the things on their shoulder or on the back of the animals. So the mobility was slow. So the progress was slow. So by the invention of wheel led to the foundation of movement. So mobility from one place to another place began during this time. And the heavy loads were carried down by the ideas of wheel. Since then, if you talk about since then, the part of our cultural heritage, the first cart which came to the prominence, it was what? The first wheel came to the prominence. It was of what we can say that, a stone. Another one, if you talk about that to wheel, it must have evolved or developed from what we can say that, wood. The third thing, when the metal discovered the shape of the wheel must be circular and a layers, what we can say that, layer of metals must have been covered to provide them stability. And apart from that, the spokes of metal must have been inducted for providing stability. And after that, another stage of wheel, what was that? Again it is a wheel. And again the wheel again supported by spokes, and it may be covered by tires, rubbers. And the last stage of wheel, that we can say that fifth stage, and the fifth stage of wheel must have been corroborated with what we can say a complete rubber tire. And the internal part of this tire must have corroborated with a steel wire. And aeroplane, if you talk about the tires of aeroplane, that is again rubber tire. Or still the wheels are what we can say that, round in shape. So that is the Neolithic revolution, and it has changed the complexion of society. It has changed the complete thinking process of society. And since then to till date, the shape, the sizes differs according to the requirement of the automobiles or vehicles. But the shapes, but the designs are similar what they were earlier on. So this is the significant part evolved, developed in the sense of our, what we can say that, cultural heritage. So in the topic according to civil services examination and civil services pattern, two things brought to the notice. What is that? Because this was the process, hunter-herder, they prevailed in the Mesolithic period. Another one was agriculturist. So, Neolithic and Chalcolithic, after that what major development has taken place? The major development has taken place after this Neolithic period is what? It is Chalcolithic period. It is what? It is Chalcolithic period. Chalcolithic means copper stone age. Again, very significant part of it. It is what? Chalcolithic period. So it is again very significant part of that. And it is a question of UPSC. It is also asked in prelim examination that which metal was first discovered and used by man. The first metal discovered was what? Copper. One question arises, why don't it is called Copper Age? The answer is quite simple, that because of copper is a very ductile metal, and this, due to their ductility, independently copper can't be used as a purposeful way. So this era grew, this era evolved, this era developed with the support of stone. So that is why this era is a significant part of that, and it is incorporated under Neolithic Chalcolithic culture. So in this Neolithic Chalcolithic culture, two very distinctive part is very much in a very balanced way. It has been shown, it has been found out in our, you can say, painting style, craft work and developmental process. What was that? It was a combination of, what was the combination of? Combination of dwellers and combination of agriculturists. Because these are the parts, it is not segregated on hairline. It is a combining factor. It is a composite factor. So it very much reflects to the character of agriculture activities, and agriculture activities very much reflect with the dwellers activities or the people of what we can say that Neolithic Mesolithic age. And it was, so these, one were what we can say that agricultural community. One were what we can say that agricultural community. Or here in this condition, one noticeable thing what we find in this connection, what is that? So in this age, the vividness, the exposition of Mesolithic period, Mesolithic, you can say that age, disappear. So the vividness of what? The art, the paintings and the numerous sketches. Because man used to expose their activities in the process, whatever the thing prevailing at that time. Animal scenes were there too, dancing scenes were there too. Whatever the time they you can say that create to protect the things. And there in our free time, they used to expose their paintings. And during Mesolithic period, we also find the paintings, colors over colors. There are so many layers of colors of paintings of this time. Here what we feel in this connection, so that vividness, that frequency of color were reduced, and people evolved the idea of multiple color. And first time, what changes has taken place in the sense of painting and color? In the sense of painting, it is the time, it is an era, it was a period that multiple colors, why multiple colors? Because multiple things were in a process of utilize or use. So that is why it is multiple colors. In multiple colors, the significant part you have to keep in your mind, segregating it from Mesolithic to this combined Neolithic and Chalcolithic period. Shades, we find shades. We find shades in color. We find the color mixture. So, the mixing one color with the other color and providing them in a form of shades. And the significance of shades are what? It provides to some extent, you can say that three-dimensional impact, more clarity, more what we can say that apparentness, more legibility. This situation, this condition evolved and developed. And the variety of colors are concerned. Variety of colors are concerned. First time we find yellow colors, then orange colors. If you talk about yellow and orange, again it is a distinction part of it. Means if you talk about orange color, yellowish, more bright. If you talk about orange color, again in the sense of yellowishness, what is that? The dominancy of a partially reddish, you can say, yellow color. So this is the significant differences. And this color differences also been shown in the different types of painting. And this types of painting in the sense of what? Potteries we find in this connection. Different type of potteries, different type of utensils in this counterpart. So what is that? Yellow color, orange color, red and ochre color. Red means it is the natural color of a potteries. Ochre color, it is a natural, what we can say, the soil color. It is ochre color is a dominant factor. Again, the purple color also came to prominence. If you talk about purple color, right now, whatever the color we use in our recent day-to-day style to make our system more effective, more magnificent way, more glorious way, more attractive way, it is what? It is the use of different kind of colors. Another color was green, and black was also the past of that too. Another significant part during this way is what? The painting was shown in a majestic way, M-A-G-E-S-T, majestic way. Majestic way. Another important development has taken place. The painting has been shown in dramatic way. One is what? Majestic way. Another one is what? Dramatic way. Here one thing is very much clear, and it is clear apparent that if you talk about dramatized or dramatic way, what is that? In a picture or in a, you can say that in a painting, a group family has been shown and some person are performing something. So this kind of painting, a people or person's family shows in the group, it is very much dramatized. So this significant features evolved, developed during the combining factor of Chalcolithic, Neolithic culture. And again, what is that? New painting on older ones. And what we see, another remarkable things developed during this period. During this period, there are layers over layers on painting. Why it was? Layers over layers on painting. Suppose this is a stone wall. And on this wall, a painting has been shown of a person who is in a dancing mood. And in this painting, what we see, the different age group it participated in this painting. So what was happened? A layer was, I'm erasing it, a layer was made on this. It was erased, and a new painting evolved in this too, a structure of a person. And this structure of a person is what? With so many groups of peoples are also with them. So many groups of people are also with them. Someone of different age groups, someone of different part and parcel of life too. This is can shown too. And it shows that they don't accept whatever prevail in the earlier times. Whatever prevail in the earlier times, in the earlier periods too. What were shown in the earlier times too. So we find also almost 20 layers of this kind of painting in that region. And this way, again, many more changes has taken place. One very remarkable thing, important thing, because some of the painting has been showed nude and some of the painting were showed in dress. So Potterville also led to, what is that? Potterville. In the latter part, if you talk about Potterville also led to the foundation of what we can say that spanning the wool, and spanning the what we can say that calicos, and so this signifies in a very clear-cut way that with the advent of invention of Neolithic Revolution and the development of Potterville, the people must have started taking clothes. So this is again a development which has taken place in the prominence. And again, the process of spanning wheel, charkha, that was the base of what we can say that Indian national movement and the symbolic politics which Gandhi started. It was again charkha. The presence of charkha, the emblem of charkha, the image of charkha, if prevail in any other village, British felt that, they used to feel that it is the ideology and philosophy of Gandhi, the follower of Gandhi's are at this place too. So on the whole, summing to the whole scenario of India's cultural heritage, you must have been enjoyed with my lecture. It is not at all a lecture, it is a complete interactive session. And this is what, if I talk about myself, if I talk about my viewers, we are not a part of a, you can say that, technical fellow from painting culture aspects too. But